Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we've got this for the first time ever, the altcoin market. So the total 2 did close above 2021 all-time highs. The same day, the Russell 2000 closed above the 2021 all-time highs for the first time ever. Years of talking about them. And then finally, here it is. So the blockchain backer guys showing us the first time we did see an actual close. So the close on the green candlestick here is denoted by the level at which the top of the body resides. And so, guys, this is the first time in history we've seen it on total 2. And apparently on, no, that's total 2 again, and apparently on the Russell 2000. So this is just a snapshot of the Russell 2000. You guys can see we did hit up above that level, but now we've actually closed above that level according to the blockchain backer. So guys, it looks as though we are going to see some meaningful activity for the crypto space. And I think this is going to be coming very, very soon. This is the just the total crypto market here on the weekly. And as you guys can see, we've been moving up very healthily since the end of 2022. So it's been almost 3 years since the crypto market has just been moving in this upward trajectory, making very prominent higher highs and higher lows. And even up here, we did see a higher high. So guys, looks as though we are on track to continue this trajectory. Let's look at the total 2. And here, I have the high up here. This is the weekly chart again. We are now up above this level here, although does it look like, it looks like we're still tapping up above. I guess technically that is a higher high. Today we did dip down a little bit. Russell 2000 though, that is a significant high for the Russell. So we did close above the former high for the Russell. Of course, I'm recording this before markets are open, so I guess we got to see what is going to happen today. Another interesting metric that I wanted to show you guys today is the monthly Bitcoin returns, and a lot of people have been talking about this in crypto specifically. Monthly returns for September. You remember at the beginning of the month, or was it at the end of August, I was saying how September is usually bearish. That has been the case for several years. Well, guys, this September, we are seeing bullish returns for Bitcoin. So September 2025, so far, we're up 7.91%. Now, that's not even the most exciting thing. What I find even more interesting is that every single time we have seen a bullish September, so take a look at 24 and 23, we did see a bullish September. We were up by over double digits the following month in October. Even in bearish Septembers, like in 2022, 21, 2019, we did see bullish Octobers. You can go down here and check out 2016, 2015. Those were also bullish Septembers, followed by bullish Octobers in the double digits. The only time it did not happen was in 2014, where we did see, it was a weird year, I guess. 2014, a bit of an anomaly there. Oh, and 2018. So 2 years there, but pretty much every single other year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, only 2 of the 13 where that was not the case. The other 11 out of the 13, we did see a bullish October. So, every single time, though, we did see a bullish September followed by a bullish October. So I'm very confident that we are going to see the same this year. I mean, on top of all the tailwinds, all the, bullish regulation news, all that activity is likely going to bolster crypto prices far into October. And so for more information on how I'm treating this bull run, because I'm taking a look at all the metrics, guys, follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month. You got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock into that subscription price. I think today I'm going to be updating my Patreon subscribers, and I'm also going to give you guys, I think, a list of all the trade-related Patreon posts that I've done over the last several years, because I also do have the YouTube content on there. So check it out, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, if that is something you are interested in. We also have fear and greed still sitting at 52, so we're not seeing any meaningful moves. Markets down by a little bit. Altcoin season, though, taking off. We are seeing, a bit of red and green right now in the space. Not too much really to write home about. When we take a look at Bitcoin price, let's look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is still slowly moving to the upside right now, trading at about $116,000 per BTC, 116.5. And when we take a look at XRP price, here, let's bring up the XRP price. We're still hovering above $3 per coin, so that's also a positive sign. We're just waiting for that next push, guys. The next push is going to be big. Osemka posted this. What if this is an 8-year-long redistribution on BTC.D? So this is with regards to the Bitcoin dominance chart. we've looked at these Bitcoin dominance waves in 4-year cycles. But what he is suggesting here is this could actually just be redistribution before Bitcoin goes down significantly further. And, that would be in line. I'm just going to bring this up real quickly here. That would actually be in line with the idea of a mega cycle moving into, theoretically moving into a situation where we will see real world utility. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart on the weekly. And I know I've demonstrated this in the past where we've hit that 41% level few times here, 41, 42%, just kind of depending on where you are in that yellow zone. But this was the cycle in 2018. This was the cycle in 2021. And now we are in 2025. And guys, we reached a top of 65%, and now we are moving down. So we are aiming for this level here. Again, 4 to 6 weeks is not unreasonable. We are just still kind of lingering up here in and around 57, 58%. But, that is not a bad theory. I mean, dipping down below 41%, that would definitely mean that altcoins, the ones that do have utility, the ones that do have meaning, would take over the market. And who knows, maybe one of them would flip Bitcoin. So an interesting theory here from Osemka. I wanted to thank Osemka and the blockchain backer for posting those. Now, Crypto Insight UK guys posting this. Have you guys noticed this? Crypto Twitter is a bit weird right now. I see a lot of traders on here arguing for an ST quite large leverage long flush pullback, whilst others totally see the opposite. Guys, we're going to have opposing views on Twitter with regards to trading in the market all the time. We have a potential for Total 2 and Total 3 to close above all-time highs today. Well, Total 2 did, according to the blockchain backer. And sentiment is all over the place. Realistically, alts are much better here. At some point, we will have crazy euphoria. This is generally how this goes. But is that now? That's a hard one. Macro kind of says yes. Micro kind of says no. Sitting in spot is great. You can chill. I'm in a decent sized Doge long, as well as you may know some of my spot bags, mainly XRP. So we are at a point where these could pop off and take over a huge pump at any point. Guys, this is really what we're waiting for. I'm not saying we can't pull back, but all I'm saying is that sentiment isn't showing a top yet. And yeah, usually we do feel the FOMO. We do recognize or can recognize when people are FOMOing in. When retail, everybody and their grandmother is talking about cryptocurrency, that is when generally the top is here. So we are in a bit of a weird place. When we do see, this type of activity, generally we do see more products, like more markets coming out, introducing the XRP Falcon account, for example, an institutional grade yield opportunity for XRP holders. But guys, I do want to warn you, just be careful of these types of products. I don't know about this one in particular, but they are promising you 3.5% APY. So our first XRP earn account quickly reached its $9 million cap, proving demand for secure XRP yield. So they are bolstering 3 to 7% APY variable based on market conditions, but you do have to lock up your XRP. By the way, this is not a paid advertisement. I'm just bringing this up. But Vincent Van Code here saying, anyone considering these guys, please read the terms. Okay, so maybe a bit of a public service announcement. Apparently, these guys are risking very high, and I couldn't immediately see where they have necessary controls, compliance, attestations, audits, etc. So generating strategies involving significant risk. It's right there in their terms of agreement. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in, risking your XRP at this moment in time, that's up to you. I personally keep my XRP in a cold wallet storage solution. I do have an affiliate link in the description of the video. You can use my affiliate. You do not have to use it. I put it there for ease of use. I've been using the Ledger Nano, and I just recently upgraded. So I've never had problems with it. I mean, that's why I talk about it. That's why I do have an affiliate link, obviously. It is appreciated when you do use my affiliate. Just be careful, though, guys. Not your keys, not your crypto. And especially at this point in the bull run. While today's crypto market is more mature, with deeper institutional capital, clearer regulations, and real adoption taking shape gradually, it still follows familiar boom and bust rhythms. So this courtesy of Vandal on Twitter X. And remember, guys, even if market cycles evolve, human behavior generally stays the same. This is why we can identify patterns on charts, right? This is why we do see supply zones and demand zones, which can also be called levels of support and resistance. This is why we see double tops. This is why we see head and shoulders patterns, because it's basically human psychology printed on a page, depending on people's actions. He goes on to say the dot-com bubble is a perfect parallel, massive speculation, oversaturation, compelling narratives, and hype gave way to a brutal wipeout before the real winners emerged. That served as a perfect opportunity for smart money to exit early and buy back in at steep discounts. So again, with regards to this market and the 4-year market cycle, we may in fact see another one before the real world utility kicks in. And again, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for my insight. It might not piggyback on this utility cycle, guys. We might in fact see another wipeout before we do see the real world utility. So check it out if you're interested in that. One thing I do know is that we do have a schedule here, courtesy of Smoke. US Crypto Q4 2025 regulation timeline has been revealed. So some of these dates have passed already, like September 9th, when we did see Democratic senators unveil a market structure framework. But coming up, guys, September the 30th, SEC portion of legislation expected to pass committee. And then in October, we've got the Senate Agricultural Committee drafts language on digital commodities and debates. November, we got committees reconciling jurisdiction issues. Full market structure bill could reach the president before Thanksgiving. That's what Senator Cynthia Lummis was hopefully projecting there. And the year-end goal, guys, comprehensive crypto legislation signed into law. So hopefully by the end of 2025, this is what we're going to see. And Gary Gensler apparently made an appearance on CNBC and got roasted by the hosts.
They are reversing a lot of what you did. And how are you feeling about what they're doing now?
So I'm very proud of what we accomplished.
And the crypto community is ecstatic not to have you there anymore and to have him there. Looking back on it, I mean, do you think that was the right call?
Yes. I think
because look, now we have this like burgeoning industry, and there's so much more innovation and leadership in the U.S.
and a lot more
crypto.
capital coming into it.
There may be more capital in terms of the interest in the public. The public is interested. I get that, but for investors,
you think this is dangerous? What they're doing?
Put aside Bitcoin. But most of the other tokens are not tied to any fundamentals. Like Warren Buffett would say, what are the goods? What are the revenues? What are they selling? And so forth.
That's a pretty ridiculous thing to say, considering Ripple was one of the biggest lawsuits in SEC history, and that is a token with pure nothing but fundamentals. So if you're wondering why disgraced Gary Gensler all of a sudden appeared on CNBC, it's because his puppet masters, the banking cartel, told him so. This courtesy of Tony Edward. The banks are trying to slow down crypto again. They are trying to change the language in the recently passed stablecoin bill, so the Genius Act, which is definitely challenging their business model. But Tony, aren't the banks adopting crypto? Yeah, they are, but they are at a disadvantage because market structure has never been passed yet, and crypto companies are moving faster than ever. Expect another puppet of the bank, so Elizabeth Warren, to make an appearance soon. So guys, we should be expecting more of this. Good news for XRP holders, though, we are seeing more demand than ever for these XRP ETFs. The Rex Osprey XRP ETF just reached $25.82, courtesy of Chad Steingraber. And Eric Balchunas also commenting Rex XRP ETF, okay, is already at $24 million in volume. And that is way more than I would have thought. A lot of people, I guess, were underestimating the amount of capital that was going to flow into these. This is just from yesterday, $24.6 million for this one particular product. For context, that is 5x more than any other of the XRP futures ETFs did in one day, and it's only been 90 minutes. So a big deal here, guys. We also have this XRP traded 37.7 million on the one day. So this was posted a little later on, which edges out IVE's, one of the biggest one-day natural volumes of any 2025 launch. The Doge product was no slouch either at 17 million, but guys, XRP at 37.7 million just for one day alone. I think this is speaking volumes to what we're going to see coming down the pipe very soon. Altcoin Daily also saying do not sell. Literally, 0 top signals have happened. And, so when you're trying to gauge FOMO, these are the kinds of things you should be looking for. Coinbase crashes. Sydney Sweeney does a crypto commercial. Bitcoin prints a 20,000 plus God candle. Ethereum congestion makes Ethereum unstable. Robinhood and Coinbase are the number one in the App Store. Scott Bessent says Bitcoin is going to $500,000, and your Uber driver is telling you about Soycoin. If you get 5 out of 7 of these, chances are we are seeing the top, or at least seeing the top very, very soon. Charles Hoskinson did recently just make an appearance on a Twitter X Spaces. He said yesterday that they are working behind the scenes on plans for XRP and Ripple's RLUSD. Listen to this. The clip, the audio is not that great, so excuse the audio quality. But listen to this. Regardless, it is very interesting to hear what Charles Hoskinson has to say.
So we've had a few calls with the Real USD team. We've talked to Flair. We've talked to John Deep. We've talked to Brad. We've definitely had discussions with a variety of people from the XRP ecosystem. We want to build a package for XRP. So what that means is that Lace will support XRP as one of the cryptocurrencies for it. We have a DeFi layer for XRP that uses Midnight Cardano. So it's very easy to use XRP smart contracts and deploy XRP applications without requiring foundational changes to XRP's design. And then at certain XRP projects like Flare and Wheel, we'd like to find a path to get them into the Cardano ecosystem. With the Real USD, we talked to them starting last year right when they announced. They said, look, we just got out. We just got our bid license. It's been a long road. There's a lot going on. Come back in a little bit and then we'll talk more deeply. And now we're on the other side of it. And I think there's definitely a path to have that conversation. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have JJ kind of negotiate that out. The other thing that Real USD was very interested in for obvious reasons is where Genius was going to go, because that would have a huge impact on the overall landscape of stablecoins in general. The reason being is that, can you offer yield or not with your stablecoin? And the answer is currently no from the Genius Act. So that had to get passed, and now that that's passed, we're starting to think about their longer-term commercialization plans. What we've advocated for with Real USD is for XRP, for Ripple to push for a self-serve listing model, like Coinbase has with Rosetta. So they basically create a framework, and then if the ecosystem is interested in supporting Real USD, basically what they do is they certify against that standard, and they do all the implementation work. And as long as that work is done correctly, then they get preferential consideration for where Real USD gets deployed. That is sensible because after Ethereum and whatever, you have to kind of think, okay, well, what's next? And there's 14,000 options, and they don't really want to be in the business of picking winners and losers. It's a lot. You want to go where the demand is, the desire is, and you also want to have a lot of moving pieces for you want to remove a lot of the moving pieces from the integration complexity. And the XRP team is by far not an expert in Cardano architecture. Why would they be? We're very bespoke and exotic, and similarly, we're not experts in XRPR architecture. So we need an open standard to basically help people sort that out. And then if the ecosystem is interested, we have to make the first move. We make that first move, and then after doing it, we enter commercial negotiations to figure out the next move after that.
So it was a little difficult to understand. Of course, you guys can always replay it if you want. He said, we want to build a package for XRP. So they want to work together. XRP yield opportunities on Cardano with various integrations. He mentioned Flare as well. And then a big focus on the RLUSD. Interestingly, he mentions a self-service framework and says the RLUSD could go where the demand is instead of picking which chain next to integrate. So Ripple does still have some work to do with regards to that, but Charles Hoskinson looking to work with Ripple and the RLUSD so this could happen. Guys, we did recently just get the Franklin Templeton news the other day. They just announced launching lending and trading powered by tokenized money markets. So there's already RLUSD integration beginning. For the people who still say Ripple don't have NDAs, do you think they just woke up this morning and threw this together overnight? So remember, guys, there's still so many NDAs. I think we're going to see more RLUSD integration. Who knows, though, how long it'll take before these NDAs are finally made public. In the meantime, the builders like Cardano devs, they continue to build. And, it's great to hear that a lot of these companies do want to continue to integrate with, I would argue, the most influential crypto company on the planet, Ripple. That's just my opinion. And for more opinions on where I think the market's going to go, where XRP price is ultimately going to go in the next few months, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And if you're interested in purchasing some Working Money Channel merchandise, I've got the merch store up here. We are very close to sending it, guys. The XRP Send It Men's Astronaut tee, a fan favorite over there. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.